here, this video right here, live. I'm gonna wait for some people to come in though real fast, guys, so be patient with me and wait for some people to come in. And let me just check my channel real fast, make sure I'm up and public. Alright, let's see. This is 3 months ago. I can't see any comments on this thing right here, so let me see. I should be able to see comments on here. It's crazy. Alright, so yeah, I am live on here. I'll just look on my, this video has been removed by, alright, hold on. Give me a second, guys. Just checking my channel, make sure I'm live. And I want some people to come in too. Alright, so I am live. I see myself. I got 11 people watching. Alright, so thanks for all your help. No problem, Brandon. Paul Smith. Hey fam, what's going on? Paula Smith. What's going on? Trina Reynolds. What's going on? Nora. What's going on? Michelle. What's going on? Cher. Yep. So, oh, that's Michael. My bad, Michael. What's going on? So, guys, this is a very, very important video. So I want to wait for some more people that need to get this information to get on here. I kind of got an intricate setup. I wish I could show you guys. Matter of fact, I can show you guys. I kind of got an intricate setup here, so I got another camera right here, so I can show you, so I can kind of get in close and show you guys some stuff. This is gonna be kind of like a long video, so just bear with me. Let me see. Add video source. I think I gotta keep this camera on. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Add video source right here and HDMI 2. There it is. It's not letting me do it. It's not letting me do it. Alright. I'm not sure how it's gonna work. I need to be able to add this camera. Maybe I should have done that before. But alright, let me see. Is this HDMI 2? Sorry guys, HDMI line in 1. HDMI 2, yeah it is. That is HDMI 2. I should have had this. Okay. SD card not recognized. That's cool. That's cool. Give me a second. Let me take this SD card out, guys. Let me turn this down. Yeah, guys, but I'm gonna show you guys how to. Oh, this has no HDMI SD card in here. So I want to show you guys how to adjust the tension on the MT-1501 so that you guys can run just as good, if not better, as mine is running. So I'm going to tell you guys a little story real fast. I hope I'm not going in and out as I'm trying to select this HDMI. It shouldn't. And honestly, this should just be opening up. I don't know what's going on with this, and this is totally messing me up. All right. So I'm going to try my best to explain this to you guys without this clearly, because it doesn't want to cooperate. I think I should have set this up before I started this stream, but I was trying to preserve battery and not add this until I needed it, but clearly that didn't work. Okay, so we're going to talk about tension. We got to have a little discussion about tension before I start pressing buttons on the machine and whatnot and show you guys stuff that you guys don't understand. Okay, so what's going on, Craftable Things? How are you? So I'm put my phone down for a second so I won't be able to see you guys, but let me talk to you guys. Okay, so tension. We're going to act like this is our fabric right here. Tension is a tug of war. Tension is a tug of war, right? So you got the top thread, and then you have your bottom thread. Bobbin thread. Top thread, bottom thread. And they're playing tug of war. And you want them to be equally as strong. You want your top thread and your bottom thread to meet right here in the middle. You don't want your bottom thread to be showing at the top. You don't want your top thread to be pulling too much at the bottom, causing a bird nest. You want them to meet exactly in the middle. And that's one of the easiest ways to understand tension. If this thread is pulling too much, if the bottom thread is pulling the top thread too much, it causes bird nesting at the bottom. There are two ways you can adjust both threads. Okay, so if this thread is pulling too much from the bottom and pulling the top thread through, then what are the two ways you can adjust it? You can either If it's pulling too much, you can make it not pull as much by loosening that little small screw on your bobbin. Alright, there's a little small screw. Let me try to focus real fast. Of course it's not going to focus. But just take my word for it, guys. Just take my word for it. There's a big screw. There's a big screw and then there's a small screw. You want to loosen the bigger screw to loosen the tension on your bobbin thread, okay? So that loosens the tension. Or if you don't want to loosen the tension on your bobbin thread, which once you get this tension set, if it's working on the majority of the needles, leave it. Okay, so if you want to reduce that, you can also tighten up the top tension, and that will make the top thread pull. That makes sense? Okay, so in order to get the bottom thread to not pull so much, you can release some grip from that bottom thread by loosening up that screw, which loosens the tension of the bobbin thread. Or you can tighten up the tension on that top thread. And what I normally do to tighten up the tension on the top thread is I give it a quarter turn for this middle part right here, then I give it a quarter turn for the top part right there, all right? So I try to do whatever I'm doing here, I try to do here at the same time, all right? So quarter turn, try it now. If it doesn't work, quarter turn, try it now. If it's extreme, if it's pulling a whole lot, half a turn or full turn and see you know what's happening, all right? So that is how I adjust tension. And the same goes the opposite way. If the top thread is pulling too much and it's pulling the bottom thread through, right, there's two ways you can adjust it. You can either, if it's pulling too much, you can loosen it up using this knob or that knob, right, or both. So it will loosen up the grip that both of these knobs have on that thread, if that makes sense, all right? Or if your bobbin's messed up, you can tighten up that big screw so it can pull more, so it can hold that thread more, all right? So there's a few ways you can adjust, but the point is, once they're meeting in the middle on most of the threads, what I need you to understand is, do not mess with your bobbin. Once your bobbin tension is set and it's working on most of your threads, it's most likely going to be the top bobbins that you want to adjust, all right? All right? Because if you mess with this one too much, then it's going to throw everything else off. Now, I know some people are going to ask, Alan, do you use a tension gauge? I don't use a tension gauge. I don't recommend you using a tension gauge because I want you to understand your machine. I want you to understand how to fix your machine on the fly. I don't want you to buy a machine to have to buy another machine to have to buy another machine to work this machine. It makes no sense. The best way to work your machine is to learn how to work your machine. Spend some time on your machine, turn the knobs, get comfortable with messing up, get comfortable with having a bird nest and figuring out how to fix it, get comfortable with clearing it out. It gets frustrating. When you get frustrated, take a step back, walk away. Think about what's happening. Take your time, don't stress out. It is a stressful thing, right? When you're trying to do something, you have a time crunch, but that's why it's important to play with your machine before you start taking customers, all right? So when you can't figure it out, just take a step back. Take a step back and think. This is a machine. The machine is only going to do what you tell it to do. It doesn't think. It doesn't have a mind of your own. It doesn't, well, my machine keeps on messing up. Your machine is messing up because of you, because you're the controller of the machine. This machine has no feelings, it has no brain, it has no heart, it has nothing. You are the operator. You tell the machine what to do. So if it's not doing something correct, that's because you are not giving the correct commands or you don't have a setting that's off. Make sense? All right. So now, let's play with the tension. And this is where the second camera was going to come in, but I'm going to have to make do with what I have right now, which is just the one camera, which sucks. Anyway, we'll figure it out. All right, so right now, I only want this head to operate. I'm on the 2 head right now. I only want to mess with this head right now because I don't have anything here, and you know, just want that head to work. All right, so I'm going to turn on the light. I don't know if you saw the light turn on right there. I'm going to flick the switch on this head so that it's off. and that head is on. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to like set it to like the beginning. Right, so we'll start from the beginning, select the hoop. Alright, right here. I wish I had it set up so I could show you guys all this stuff that I'm doing, but it's not set up like that anymore. Anyway, so because my second camera's not working, I apologize for that. Really wish I could show you guys what I'm doing on the screen, but for the most part, you guys get it. If you don't get it, then I'll set it up in a way next time and we'll do something like this again. But I have a video already like this that I did on the EM-1010, but this is really, really important. I'm going to position it in a way that I'm not using so much space on, I'm going to lock it, I'm going to trace. Looking at needle number 1, making sure needle number 1 is going to stay on the embroidery area and not hit the edge of my hoop. Now I'm going to program the colors. I'm going to skip white because white on white, we can't see the tension of that because it's white thread and it's white bobbin thread. A trick for checking your white thread, if your white thread is set up on needle number 1 or whatever, is just clip the thread, attach another color to it, get the tension right on that on whatever the white thread is, and then after the tension is right, clip that thread and tie the white thread back to it and pull it through. The tension will be adjusted for that other color. The machine doesn't see colors, the machine only knows it has thread going through it. Does that make sense, guys? Did I explain that too fast? Let me see. Let me read some comments real fast. Alright, am I making sense, everybody? Does everybody understand what I'm saying? Can you guys hear me okay? I need this. I'm not figuring it out. The message is YouTube. Alright, is everybody slight echo, but we can still hear you. Alright, sorry about that. Let me see. Alright, am I making sense, everybody? Does everybody understand what I'm saying? I hear the echo, so it's only when I use this. But anyway, alright, so I'm going to select needle number 2, which is black thread. We'll be able to see that really good. Needle number 3, which is red thread, and needle number 4, which is blue thread. Alright, so for the colors, and I have the eye test, which is those bars. So I'm going to select 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4. And what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to mess the tension all up, right? I'm going to mess it all up. Let me tilt this a little bit. So, I got the tension, needle number 2. I'm going to mess it all up. See that? Look at that. I'm going to screw it all up. Off. Off. So now you know my tension is all messed up. I took the whole cap off, right? I'm going to show you guys how, like, knowing your machine, like, this is what you guys have to look forward to when you know your machine, alright? So now I'm going to slightly eyeball it and tighten it up just a little bit. Now, when it starts to embroider, I'm going to be looking for loops. I'm going to be looking for how loose it's embroidering on the embroidery area, okay? Let me try to get you guys a little bit closer. Alright, let me see. Comments. I follow you, bro. Hello. Okay, cool. Cool. Alright, just make sure you guys follow. Alright, so let me try to get you guys a little bit closer so you guys can see what I'm trying to put down here. Alright, let me focus the camera a little bit. Alright. So now I'm going to press start. I'm going to press start. I'm going to press OK on the screen. Then I'm going to press start so it can start embroidering that black thread. Alright, and when I press start, I'm going to look at it because it's going to act weird because I just do everything off. Alright, so let me press start and it's going to start embroidering the black thread. Alright. So far, so okay. Little loose. I see it missing some stitches right there. That's probably because my needle is not facing all the way forward. Very, very loose. Very, very, very loose. Alright, I'm going to stop it now. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to cut. Press the scissors button and cut. Now I want you guys to see. Where's my scissors at? I want you guys to kind of see. Cut. Yo, the needle just broke. That is insane. Alright, yeah, the needle is not facing the right direction, clearly. That is insane. But I want you guys to see how loose this thread is. It's very, very loose. The needle just straight broke. That is insane. Never had that happen before. Alright, so give me a second, guys. I'm going to change the needle real fast. I'm going to show you a trick. I'm glad this happened because I want to show you guys a trick for changing the needle. Alright, and my needles are actually, the screwdriver I use is over there. Give me a second, guys. Let me step around here and grab it. Put my phone down. 1 second. It's always something. Alright, boom. Boom. Alright. Grab a needle real fast. 7511. Here we go. Alright, so I'm going to grab a needle right here. I'm going to grab another needle. Alright, so I'm going to take out another needle. And go into the side. Alright, so now I'm going to... This is how I change my needles, guys. Go like this. Unscrew it. Take it out. Hold it like this. I feel for the shank where it dips in. What I advise new people to do is get another needle and put it through the hole right here. And now you can control which. Now I'm going to put the thread through the needle. And then we're going to adjust the tension a little bit because we know that the tension was off because it was embroidered really, really loose. This is the machine that I bought from upstate New York for $4,500. Yes, I bought it. No, oh, wait, no, $7,500. Sorry, $7,500 I paid for this. All right, put that through the hole right there. And yes, I do. For those that are asking, put the thread behind the keeper. Even though it's not really necessary, I think you should. It's just good to practice good habits. And then I'm going to feed the thread through the foot. And then a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll hang it up right here. I don't do that. I just hold my thread right here and I press the scissors button. Alright, so now I just cut that thread and it's hung up where it's supposed to be. Alright, so now we know that the tension is messed up on here. It was embroidering really, really loose. So I'm going to, needle number 2, tighten this up a little bit. Tighten that up a little bit. A little bit more. And now we're going to put our loop back in. And we're going to try it now. Alright, now look at the back of it before we put it in. The back of it, notice that we're supposed to see 3/4, right? We're supposed to see a little white line through there. But only thing we have is a whole bunch of black thread. We don't see any of the bobbin thread. So, who's winning this tug of war? Who's winning this tug of war, guys? Alright, so the bobbin thread is pulling too much of the top thread. The bobbin thread is pulling too much of the top thread, so it's pulling a lot of that top thread through. So in order for us to alleviate that, we need to tighten up the top thread so the top thread can pull a little bit more. Make sense? Alright, so I put that back in. I'm going to rewind just a little bit. Rewind my design just a little bit. Alright, I'm going to go back to stop. I'm going to press start and flick the switch. Alright. And now I'm going to adjust on the fly. Alright, now it's a little bit tighter. I want it to be a little tighter, so I'm adjusting on the fly. I'm going to turn this a little bit, quarter turn up here, and I'm looking as I'm turning to see if it's tighter. Alright, it's definitely tighter. Quarter turn, I'm turning right here a little bit. Turning right here a little bit. And I'm looking. And that looks about good. So after this, I'm going to stop and we're going to look at the back again. Alright. Stop. I just press the stop button. Alright. Wait. Stop. Alright. Cut. Alright. So now let's look at the back now. Alright. So You guys can't see that, but we see a little bit of white, but still a whole lot of black. We want that, we want to see more white. So what are we going to do? We are going to do like a full turn on here, right? So let's do that. Let's do a full turn. We're going to do a full turn here, but we're going to do like 2 turns here. How do I know that? Just from experience, all right? So now, got a lot of tails too. A lot of tails because tails happens when the top thread is too loose, all right? So now, we are just going to go ahead and press start and check it out. And while I'm looking at it, I'm going to adjust on the fly once again. All right, my machine is currently running 800 stitches per minute. Looking a lot better. Stitches are not loose or anything because, like I said, the stitches were probably loose before. You guys can't see this close up because the needle wasn't facing forward, right? So now I'm going to tighten, 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 and I'm looking because I know what it looks like when it's adjusted properly. All right, so now that looks kind of okay. I'm going to stop it. Stop. I'm going to hit the cut button, and then we're going to look at the back. All right, still have a lot. Well, oh, we go right here. Okay, sorry. This is done. We still have a lot. We still need to tighten a lot more up top. All right, so there's a little bit of bobbin thread peeking through now. Right, we see it a little bit. All right, not quite 3/4. So we need to turn significantly more. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that back in, and I'm gonna go ahead and go nuts a little bit, just a little bit. Go nuts a little bit. And what's crazy is like, whatever you do here, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, all of them could be different, right? It's the weirdest thing ever, but that's just how it works, all right? So now we're going to try again, all right? I'm going to go ahead and rewind a little bit, float back. Hold on, stop. Flick the switch for it to embroider right away. Flick the switch. I'm going to start embroidering right away. Press start. And here we go. Alright. I'm going to let it embroider all the way through. And then, actually I'm going to give the very, very top one a 1/4 turn. And then I'm going to press stop at the end of this and we're going to examine it again. And I understand, guys, because I'm guilty of it. I just press the stop button. I understand, guys, why most people do not do this. Most people skip this because this is tedious. And you got to do this for 15 needles. But guess what? Once you do it for 15 needles, you can get on your machine every day and just run it and run it and run it and run it. And it'll be good. And you can make minor adjustments as you're embroidering on the fly because you learned it. All right, let's see what we got here. All right. So still we got, you know, we're starting to see more. We're starting to see more white thread. I'm looking at the stitch right now, and it's still loose. It's still loose. It's not to my liking, right? It's not to my liking. I can still feel it and look at it and tell that it's not the way I would like it. So yeah, it does need to be tightened down significantly more. All right, so what do? We tighten it down significantly more. All right, so back over here. Now we're going to tighten it down a little bit more. All right, here we go. 2, tighten, 2, tighten. I might need to loosen the bobbin thread, right? Because it's going down kind of a lot now. All right, that's the next step. I'm going to loosen the bobbin thread. That's the next step. All right, so let's focus on here. Let's go ahead and see what y'all saying. I need to redo my whole PC tension. Definitely, if it's not working, definitely need to do it. And this is something, now I'm just adjusting on the fly. I'm just doing what I need to do because I know where it needs to be. I'm looking at it. I know what I like my stitches to look like. So I'm right, nice and flat and laid down. That's what I'm looking for. And when I see it's nice and flat and laid down, like that, at the end of there, that's when we're in good shape. All right. And now I'm going to stop it at the end of the top one, which is the bottom one right here. Still needs to be more tighter. So now, not more tighter, what's more tighter? Still needs to be a little bit tighter. Let me get a little bit better, a little bit better. Towards the end, a little bit better still. Still needs to be more tighter, a lot tighter, because you're not seeing even all the way through, right? Now, I want you guys, so I'm gonna loosen this up, all right? And I've embroidered on this machine before, and it embroidered pretty okay. It doesn't embroider as good because I never took the time to do what I'm doing right now. And that's why. So now I'm taking the time to do it, and I thought while I'm taking the time to do it, it'll be cool to show you guys how I do this, all right? So I'm gonna loosen this up. It's good to have multiple precision screwdriver things. Take this out, get a real thin one. Using a tension gauge, because if you use a tension gauge, you don't know what it's supposed to feel like. I know that it's not supposed to feel like this. It's too tight. I'm tugging on it, and it's not moving that much at all. So I know that slightly, a little better. It's very small turns. Smooth. Feels. I'm gonna attempt to tell you guys how it feels. It feels like a little bit looser. Sorry. When I hold it, but when I let go of it, it like kind of moves a little bit and it stays in place. All right, so that's how you want your tension to be. And I might as well just get rid of this. And this video should help a lot of people. It's not gonna get 1 million views. Don't care about that anymore. All I want to do is help you guys. So, you know, all these views and all that crap, I'm done with that. I'm good. You know what I mean? So all I want to do is help people that need to be helped. And I know I'm responsible. And now we're gonna test it again. All right. And this is what you got to do for each color. You got to take your time and do this for each color. All right. And now that I loosen up that bottom thread, it's loose. It's not pulling the top as much, so we should see more of that bottom thread in the middle, showing in the middle. Make sense? We should see more of the bottom thread showing in the middle now that I've loosened the thread. By me loosening up the bottom thread, the top thread is a little bit stronger. All right, so I'm going to stop it. I'm going to cut it. It's showing a little bit more. All right, showing a little bit more, just like I said. All right, showing a little bit more. Now, I loosen it, the bottom thread a little bit more. I'm going to loosen up a little bit more. All right, because I have the top thread kind of tight down, and I know it's set. Once my bobbin thread is set, I'm going to adjust all my top threads to my bobbin thread. All right, I'm comfortable, which I like, but the way I want it to feel. And now I'm feeling so I can adjust so that it shows a little bit more new one. All right. So yeah, this is the reason why people's machines aren't working right and stuff like that, because nobody wants to send a technician to do it. This is not fun at all. All right. So, but if you want your machine and if you want your business to run smooth, guys, you do this part. You got to do this part. All right. So let's check the bottom. All right. Now we're starting to see better results now. Starting to see better results. Still not perfect. That's pretty okay. That's pretty okay. All right. Still nowhere near perfect, but that's pretty okay. I'm going to tighten up the top thread a little bit more. All right. Because it's still a little bit loose at the top. So I'm going to tighten it up a little bit more. Because there's still, it can be tightened up some more. All right. So tighten that up. And I'm cool with that. So now I'm going to go ahead and rewind the design. And now it's going to start again with the black. All right, it's going to start again with the black. All right, because we didn't get that quite right. All right, so let me press start again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, what needles and thread size are you running? I'm running 7511, 7511, Madeira. What's standard Madeira? I think it's 60 weight, 40 weight. I don't know what standard Madeira is. I think it's 40 weight, 40 weight, I think. 40 weight standard size Madeira. The Madeira came with it. Let me see if it says it on the phone right here. 40 weight, 7511 needles. For the most part, I always use, now see that stitch is looking nice and smooth. I like it. Could be a little bit tighter, right? Could be a little bit tighter. Focus so fast, sorry about that. All right, now I'm gonna stop it and we're gonna take a look at that bottom thread again. Stop, look at it. All right, this is passable. All right, you can embroider your heart out with this. Doesn't have to, guys, it doesn't have to be super, super perfect, all right? See where we came from? See bobbin thread a little bit more. That's what I would do. That would be my next step, is to loosen that bobbin thread a little bit more. But it's not bad. All right, but it's not bad. Let's try to get a little bit better. Let's try. So right now I'm taking the bobbin thread back out. I'm gonna loosen up a little bit more. I'm gonna loosen up a little bit more. All right. I want you guys to build up the confidence enough so you guys, because you know how your machine is going to act. And this is what most people are scared of doing, and this is why people have failures in this business, because they're scared to do this stuff. Not only are they scared to do this stuff, look, I got 15 needles, and this is only the first needle that I'm doing. All right, so I loosened it up a little bit. It's medium loose right now. It's not loose. So, because I was satisfied with that one, but I'm definitely going to be satisfied with this one, because I just loosened up the bobbin thread. So even more of the bobbin thread is going to show. And let me try to get you guys closer if I can. You guys see that stitch? It's a lot cleaner than when we started. A lot. When people say this machine doesn't embroider clean, or that machine embroiders cleaner, or this machine embroiders cleaner, guess what? I don't care what machine you are on. If you don't have tension adjusted right, it's not going to embroider clean. If you have your tension adjusted correctly, it's going to embroider clean. So it's not about the machine. The machine is only going to do what you tell it to do, all right? So, you know what I mean? So let's look at that. Let's take that out. Let's look at it. All right. And now, to me, I like the other one better. So I'm going to tighten it back up. I'm going to tighten it back up, guys, because, let me focus it again. I'm going to tighten my bottom tension back up, because I like this one better than I like this one. I like the way this looks better than I like the way this looks. This is more in the middle. This is getting kind of like weird looking. So I'm going to go with this one. All right? I'm going to go with this one. All right? You guys can, you know, you experienced embroiderers can let me know what you would do at this juncture, but I'm going to tighten my bobbin thread back up, because one, I know what I like my bobbin thread to feel like, but I wanted to do this once again to help you guys feel comfortable with messing with this, right? I'm gonna tighten it back up a little bit. Alright. So we went from terrible to significantly better. We went from about the bird nest. We went from about the bird nest to better, alright? So now on the screen right here, I'm going to, well, all the way over here, on the screen, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch this so that this can be on needle number 3, which is the red. And after we adjust the red, that's all, guys, because I got to get out of here. All right? And I want to, yeah, tomorrow, stay tuned. I'll show you guys some interesting home stuff. All right, so now we're going to go to needle number 3. And let's mess with the needle number 3 tension. I know it's going to be very, very loose. So with this one right here, I'm going to adjust the whole thing on the fly while it's embroidering. All right, so I'm going to press start. Already, I'm turning because I already know it's loose. I'm turning, and the reason why I'm turning is because it's already loose. Because I changed all the springs on this machine. It's going to be loose, so I expect a bad stitch. All right, so it's right about where I feel comfortable with it. So I'm going to look at the stitch now. I'm going to look at the stitch, look at the stitches, give the very top a half turn. Alright, give the middle part full turn. Now we're going to take a look at it. Alright? I like the way that stitch looks. Give the middle just another quarter turn. And the top, another quarter turn. And now we'll take a look at it. Alright, stop. And let's take a look at that. Alright, let's take a look at that. Let me pull it out. Bam. Alright. So when I do my own tension, when I'm not on video trying to break it down for you guys, this is what happens. When you're confident with your tension, like when I get off camera with you guys, I'm gonna readjust needle really slow so you guys can understand. Now look at my red. That's how it should look. Right? That's why I said I like this one better than I like this one. This one got kind of wide. That works for me. That's great for me. All right, that's great for me. So, guys, please, did that help a little bit? Did that help? I got one of those tension adjusters, and I have no clue how to set it, how to use it. Yeah, I don't. Your stream is a bit laggy. Yes, it is. Oh, it is laggy. You know why it's laggy? I think it's on my. It's not on my Wi-Fi in the studio. It's on my I got a plan. So let me know. I learn a lot from your video than other channels. And I saw you growing since 2021. Very inspiring. No problem. I didn't intend to get huge views on this. I'm doing stuff more so now for to help you guys as opposed to for views and stuff like that. Cause no, I'm not on my hotspot. I have an actual SIM card in this box. This is what I'm using right here. I can't. Something back there. I can't show you guys. Any card. It's a T-Mobile card, and sorry for anybody that has T-Mobile, but T-Mobile sucks. And yeah, I actually get better service when I connect my hotspot to this. Infi will not connect to this YOLO box, but it will connect to my YOLO InStream, which is this device, but for Instagram. It'll connect to that, but for some reason it will not connect to this one right here. I don't know why. But let me know, guys, if that helped. I am 9 years old. Wow. Oh, I know you. I just followed you. I just followed you on Instagram. I just like help clarify some information on tension, and this helps. Like I said, I want you guys to feel confident with using your machine. I want you guys to, you know, not be afraid to turn these knobs, because it can be intimidating. It can be intimidating because there's so many knobs and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm gonna readjust that on my own. You know, yeah. So the main point is just for you guys to understand what it's going to do. Understand that it's a tug of war and you're trying to get on the meet in the middle. And I wanted to show you that there's two ways to adjust your tension. You can either loosen the bobbin thread, which most of the needles, you adjust your top knobs to the bottom knob and just leave that bottom knob good. All right. Now you'll know when your tensions can get a little bit loose, so you want to tighten it up a little bit as you're noticing, hey, that stitch on the yellow is kind of loose. Stop your machine. That's the first thing I want you guys to do. Anytime you see your machine start to embroider loose, stop the machine, follow the thread path. Start from the top disc. You know those two discs that your thread goes through? So next disc, make sure your thread is going through the middle. If it's not, put it back there, because that will throw your tension all off. You'll start getting... and I made a short the other day when that was wrong with... I kept on getting thread breaks on needle number one. Needle number one over here was working fine, but I kept on getting thread breaks over here. But lo and behold, the whole time, it wasn't going through that tension disc all the way at the top. All right, so first thing you want to do, embroidering fine, all of a sudden the tension is getting thrown off. Stop your machine, look at the thread path, make sure the needles are going through the tension discs, make sure the thread path is all lined up, and then slowly adjust, slowly tighten, right? But if you put it when you put it through the tension disc, if it was out of the tension disc, down, little slight turn at the top, little slight turn at the bottom, right? And then look at it as it's embroidering, and that should normally solve your issue right there, guys. So guys, I'm gonna go. I don't see anybody asking me any questions. Thanks for watching. Thank you guys for joining me. Sorry to give you a very, very uninteresting live, but it's I'm the cause of a lot of people buying this machine, so I want the people to have just as good as experience as I'm having, and I'm having a great experience, and I run the crap out of my machines, and I want you guys to be able to run the crap out of your machines. But that starts with you being confident enough to come in here and turn these knobs to adjust it. If you can know how to understand your tension, man, you press start and it 1,000 stitches a minute every time. I swear to God. I swear to God. All right. I wish I could show you. I just embroidered a QR code for those of you guys who saw a story. So stay tuned. That video is coming up soon. I'm gonna try to scan the QR code that I embroidered on the back of this crew neck, and we're gonna see if it works or not. All right. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me see if I have anything else here. Anybody ask me anything? Hey, keep growing, bro. Keep going. Thank you. I appreciate it. Now, it's 51 right here in the Netherlands. Okay. Okay. Don't know what time that is, but all right. So, guys, cheers. As some of you guys would say, thank you. I reserve